All right, there we go. We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris. This is my channel, We Love Comics. And I'd like to welcome everybody, whether you're about to watch this live with me, and if you do, I hope you will join the live chat and be a part of the conversation, or you're watching this later on and you see a comic that I am definitely recommending that you might not have known about before or might have needed a refresher on, and books that are definitely you want to have in your collection. I want to do a quick little update on something. I want to thank one of my subscribers. Unfortunately, I don't remember their name, so if you're the person that wrote that in the comment, please let me know. There is a special going on with the Cashback program. Normally, when I recommend it, if you click on the link and you spend $25 or more, you get $10 cash back. They're doing a bonus where if you sign up, click the link to qualify. It's free to do. If you spend $30 or more before August 6th, instead of $10 bonus, you'll get a $30 bonus. So basically, if you spend $30, you're getting whatever you're buying free. Now, of course, it's whatever the program qualifies for. Check restrictions. But there's something they mention that it will not, if you go on eBay, it will not qualify if you do a best offer option. So I did not know that. So thank you so much for the person that mentioned that. So if you are going to want to get that $30 bonus, you have to either just do a buy it now or an ending auction. So for some reason, it just does not qualify with a best offer. Now, eBay sets the rules for that, so it's not the cashback program, it's eBay's rules. So I thought that was really good information. So please, if you're the person that gave that information, please make it known in the comment section, whether it's live or later on. So that was very important. So click on the link. And also always want to mention that if somebody clicks on the link and signs up and they get that bonus, I get a one-time bonus for that. I only get it if you do that, so it helps me as well. So I have 4 books that I send out every month to PGX. In case you're new to this channel, I sent about two and a half years ago now, because it's every month for 2.5 years. I first tried CGC and CBCS. They declined. They never answered, actually. And then I contacted PGX, and they made an agreement. So I send in 4 comics each month. They allow me to grade. I don't get paid, so there's no contract, so I'm under no obligation to say anything nice. If there's something I don't agree with, like the last time with the Avengers #1, I ended up taking it out of the slab because it was not graded properly. Now, that happens with every company, so if anybody wants to forget that other companies, they'll make mistakes from time to time, it happens. It's human error. I've been doing this for about 2.5 years, four books every month. I think there have been 2 books in all that time where I did not agree with the grade. So their track record, in my opinion, is pretty good. I always tell people, base things on your own experience, not what other people say, because there are a lot of people out there, especially when it comes to grading, that they just choose to have a blind eye towards one particular company and when they get things wrong. So you either got to be honest or dishonest. You can't just pick and choose what you see and don't see. That's not going to help the people. So I know CGC is #1 grading. Then you have CBCS, then PGX, and then there are other minor companies out there, so shout out to them. They're trying their best. But I have not had a problem with them, and I will continue to use them. So I have in the description of this video, if you send in 10 books to PGX, you can get one of them pressed for free if you use the code We Love Comics Free Press. So it's my way of contributing to you guys, because any deals I make, like what I did with Southside Comics, I also want to make sure I have some kind of deal for you guys so everybody benefits. Alright, so we got that all out of the way. I want to welcome everybody that's showing up. I hope you are going to enjoy this. I'm going to show the 4 books. I'm going to tell you what I paid for them. I'm going to tell you the significance of the book, if any, and you guys know me, there usually is. And I'll give my predictions of what I think they might come out as. Now, I always get my books pressed and dry cleaned. No matter what company you use, I highly recommend getting your books pressed and dry cleaned, because you never know, there might be a tiny little non-color breaking crease that you miss that could take a 9.8 and bring it down to a 9.6 or a 9.4. And especially these days, you're talking between a 9.6 and a 9.8 can sometimes be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars separation. So for the little amount that you'll pay to get a book pressed, it is worth it in my opinion. So let me put on the video camera, and I got the 4 books, and I'll tell you the significance, if any. Okay, so, and forgive the face, I ended up having sunstroke the other day, so I'm a little bit red and I'm starting to peel, but I say, you know, it's like my personality, I'm very appealing, so boom, boom. If you watch the whole video and you're one of my power viewers, you'll put that in the comment section. Alright, so, first up, we have, alright, this is Spider-Man #1. I wish it was the original Spider-Man #1, but this isn't bad. Not compared to the first one, but still, I'll take it. This is the hip-hop variant with Miles Morales on the cover. This was one of the videos I did last week, and if you haven't seen it, hopefully you'll check it out. I was going through my comic book boxes, and I discovered that I own this. It's actually quite interesting. I have a lot of the hip-hop variants from this time. I bought doubles of each one. This was the only one I didn't buy a double of. Maybe I didn't have any more money to buy the second one at the time. I wish I did, but I have one, and I'm happy with it. This book's been pretty hot. Miles Morales has been pretty hot. I've been telling people that since 2016. It's going to be. Eventually, he's going to end up in the MCU, and these books, especially his first appearance, are going to skyrocket. So if you think these are expensive now, wait until later on. So if you can get your hands on one of these, I would highly recommend it. There is one person that, for some reason, angrily disagreed with me, and they have the right. Why they have to be angry about it is beyond me. But they disagree. You make up your own mind. Do your own research. I always recommend that. So I paid cover price for this, $3.99. Because it's a newer book, there is no guarantee there's a 9.8, but so I'm going to say between 9.4 and 9.8 with white pages. Obviously, I'm going to get this book pressed to make sure, but it probably will come out a 9.8, but you never know. You could buy a book brand new off the shelf, and there could be one little ding, so it doesn't guarantee just because it's something that's new that it's an automatic 9.8. But I'll take it regardless, because even if it's a 9.4, it's worth a lot more than the $3.99 I paid for it. Alright, next up, another book I highly recommend getting. I used my eBay bucks to get this. I didn't, you know, it wasn't free, but I got a heck of a steal. This is Young Avengers #1. This is the Wizard World Los Angeles variant. So this is the first Kate Bishop, first Young Avengers. They have a lot of plans for this character in the future of MCU. Now, of course, you know, especially with what's going on now, anything can change. So always keep in mind when you're investing in, especially newer comics, there are risks involved. You could lose money. You know, the characters may not become as famous, or they do make a movie and the character ends up not being well received. So there are always risks involved. Keep that in mind. But it's definitely worth taking the chance on if you could buy it for a steal. And with my eBay bucks, I only paid $17.15. And if you see right here, it was signed by Alan Heinberg, and this was his first work. So if Kate Bishop and the Young Avengers end up in the MCU, this book is going to skyrocket. Right now, this is about a $200 to $300 book, and I think it has so much more potential. I paid, like I said, I don't know if I said the price. I paid $17.15 after I used my eBay bucks. And again, I want to say between a 9.4 and a 9.8, because nothing is guaranteed, so I'm going to keep that range in there. And we'll see what happens. Whatever I get, I'll be happy with. Speaking of which, this is a book, talk about good timing. Now, I didn't get this for cover price, but I bought it right before it skyrocketed. So I always say, I trust my instincts. My instincts told me now was the time to buy this book, and within days, the book tripled and quadrupled and centupled or whatever over within about a week's time period. So I cannot wait to see what this comes back as. Very happy to have this book. Just got this about 3 weeks ago. This, of course, is Venom #3. This is the third print where Null has his first cover appearance, first full appearance of Null. This is the creme de la creme of this character. He's going to have his own series coming in December. I already talked about it in another video. If you don't know what that is, check it out. I did it last week. This book now in a 9.8 is selling for between $800 and $1,200, depending on which eBay seller you go to. So this book raw is selling around the 400 and up range. So I lucked out. I didn't pay cover price. I wish I did, but I paid $101.86 for this book, which, considering what the price is now, is a steal. And again, I'm going to say between a 9.4 and a 9.8. I would love a 9.8 on that book, but we'll see what happens. All right, last one. I have two of these. This one was signed. This is a book I've been highly recommending for years. Now, I got this book already graded, so you'll see right here that this book is a graded book. But this was a signed book, so I sent this in back in 2016 to CBCS. Now, this is before I ever heard of pressings and dry cleanings. I looked at this book, and I'll show you, it'll probably be hard to see, but this book will absolutely be a higher grade because a pressing will fix something that I'll show you in a second. So this book was graded a 9.0. They verified the signature of Sarah Pacelli. So if you know who that is, you might know what this book is. I bought this years ago when I was telling people to get it. I'm going to crack this open. So we have Ultimate Fallout 4. This is the 1 in 25 variant. I'm not even going to attempt to say the artist's name on this because I'll basically probably slip into a coma if I try it. But this is the first appearance of Miles Morales, and it's the variant cover. Always loved this cover. I wish I would have bought more, but you know what they say, hindsight is 20/20. I'm lucky enough to own 2 copies of this book. I paid a grand total of $155 for this book. You can't even get the regular first print for that anymore. Now, on the back of this book, you probably won't be able to see it. This corner is crushed, but there's very minimal color breaking. So this book will absolutely get higher in grading with a pressing. Now, back then when I got this graded, I did not know pressings existed, so I couldn't have gotten it done. So the way it was, it's a 9.0 with white pages. Now, it probably won't hit a 9.8 because there's a tiny little color break. But with a 9.8, remember, a 9.8 does not mean the book is perfect. You can have a small little defect. So if that little amount is smaller than what I think, because I'm not sure if it's a color break or it's a, you know, like when you see it in the light, when it bends, it reflects the light. But I'll find out. But this book will absolutely be upgraded from a 9.0, and that's why I'm going to crack it. So those that say, oh, you're going from CBCS to PGX, why would you do that? Well, because I can get the free pressing with this, and it's absolutely going to raise the grade, and they also do signature verification. So to me, it's a no-brainer, because going from a 9.0 to a 9.2 or a 9.4 or a 9.6, you're talking almost $1,000. Absolutely worth it, in my opinion. So I am going to be cracking this open, and I cannot wait to see what that comes back as. But this is a key book of all key modern books to get. Again, I've been telling people for years, and as you can see, I wrote the price. I paid a grand total of $155 for that book at the time, which a lot of people said I was crazy about. I paid, I think, about $140 or $125 for the other one. It came back a 9.0. But everybody, when I was buying it, everybody said, oh, you're crazy, and that book's never going to amount to anything, and it's going to be a one-and-done character. Like I say, trust your instincts. He who laughs last laughs best. And in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, you don't have to agree, there is so much more room for that book to grow. Some may disagree. I think the person that was very angry at me for some reason probably missed the opportunity to buy the book, which is basically their own fault, because if you've been watching my channel, especially going back to my original channel, I would preach to no end to buy that book. And some people just choose to ignore it, saying, oh, well, I'll do it tomorrow, or I got time. Well, think about your life. You never know when it's your time to go, so don't spend your whole life saying, well, I'll worry about it tomorrow, because tomorrow may never come. So sometimes you got to take the chance, you got to trust your instincts, and know that it's okay to take a risk. For the price I paid for that book, it was worth taking the chance on. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. But I benefited because I trusted myself, despite what everybody else says. In this world, 99% of the people out there just do what they're told. They have no clue because they are willfully ignorant, I'm going to use. And they choose not to research or verify or question because that takes effort. I want all of you that watch my channel to not be those people, to put in the effort, to ask questions, to know what you're investing in, to get other people's opinions, but do not base your decisions solely on what somebody else says. Because trust me, if I listen to most of the people that I call negative Nancys out there that are, you know, that leave the rude comments and say I'm crazy for stuff, if I would have listened to them, I would have never bought not one, but two of these books, and a lot of others that people said I was crazy to buy. My Edge of Spider-Verse 2, the 1 in 25 variant, which I sold, people said I was crazy for buying that book. I ended up selling it for a nice profit. I shouldn't have sold it, but I needed the money, and you guys know how that is sometimes when you need the money. That's one of the good things about investing in valuable comics. If a time arises where you need money, well, that's a way to get it. So it served a purpose, and you can always get them again. You never know. So those are the 4 books. I would love to know what you think. Don't forget the cashback bonus is now, if you spend $30 or more before August 6th, you will get a $30 cashback bonus. If you go on eBay, it cannot be a best offer. It will not qualify. So it would have to either be a buy it now or an auction that was ending and you were bidding on it. So make sure you don't do a best offer when you use that service. And if you do it the other way, you'll get $30 instead of the normal $10. But it has to be done before August 6th, and you have to click on the link. So out of the 33 people, I want to thank the 16 people that were kind enough to give it a thumbs up. If anybody can do that, it's always appreciated. Let me know what you think about these comics. And it'll be back in about a month, month and a half. Things are a little bit slower now because of, you know, the situation that's going on. I just got notification that they're on Monday going to be mailing out my last 4 comics. So if you want to know what those are, check the playlist and watch those. And I'll be doing an unboxing sometime in about another week, week and a half. So thanks for watching, everybody. Let's do today's surprise subscriber shout out. If you want one, you don't have to hit subscribe, but you can. But you do have to be in the live show to be able to do this. Let's see. We're going to go with... Give me a second. I want to try and find somebody that I have not done this with before. We're going to go with Jeremy Landry. Jeremy Landry, you are today's surprise subscriber shout out. Give him a shout out if you can. And I'm going to give one other shout out because it says Chris finally made a live video. Archangel 0891. You are the surprise subscriber shout out. So there you go. Click the like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Watch this video and see what, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And don't forget, it is not you. It is not I. It's We Love Comics. Always appreciate you all. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next video.